Bringing you Pluto retrograde, which started back on May 2nd, but it's retrograde back in Capricorn for the final time. Is retrograde in Capricorn since the 3rd of September till the 19th, 20th of November. The retrograde will stop on 10/11 and go back direct on Pluto. Pluto is our soul. Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn, which rules the physical plane or the simulation that we live on. I have some very interesting stuff I want to talk to you about. As Pluto's retrograde for the last time, final time in Capricorn, it's been in Capricorn since around '08. And what it's really had us do, had us learn, had us understand was our soul's journey into this simulation or this earth, and how we can truly see what's fictitious, what's not fictitious, what is trying to control us, what is controlling us, and what we allow to control us. And then as you look at this, you realize that as you get back to your soul, become more aware, become more understanding, bring the wiseness of all your times and all your adventures, so-called adventures here, as a soul in its journey. You see where you got tripped up, where things you tried to help too much or didn't help enough, where you were helped too much or weren't helped at all, but where you were making choices to cause those issues. In that, I have a couple analogies. Whenever a planet's retrograde, I always talk about redo. I want to talk to you about Pluto being retrograde, being back in Capricorn finally, before it moves to the sign of Aquarius at the 20th of November of 2024. And then how we can best handle this. You've been here before. Your soul's been here. This isn't the first time you've done this. And the key here is to become more aware of what you've done, how you've done it, how this thing is working for control purposes and for power, and for you to break that. And you will break it. The key is observing. Observe now like you never have before. Since the beginning, around the 3rd of September, hopefully you've been noticing from beginning of May, when Pluto went retrograde, to beginning of September, things were kind of exposed themselves, but when they went retrograde, it was still in Aquarius, so it was like, that's where we're going. That's where we're headed. You've done that as well. But now we're into, since the 3rd of September, where we've been. So what you should be seeing is the synchronicity should be ramping up. You should be more aware, hopefully, paying more attention to what's going on, and the wiseness and the ability for things to show up as you feel them, as you think them, should be increasing. What's happening to some is their bodies, the illnesses have come in, or scenarios have come in that seem like, wow, I can't take anymore. This is so chaotic. It's by design. They're trying to keep you from you. This simulation here knows that when it ramps up the chaos, ramps up the number of events that it can get you drawn to or attracted to, you spend less time and you have less opportunity to find you. Now, and what I want to talk about two things. Simulation wants to do this. This is a cookie cutter. This is what the simulation is trying to get you to understand you are. As Pluto's retrograde in Capricorn, you're going to see how and what they've done to manipulate us. Now, in the cookie cutter scenarios, I'm in the business world as well. The big company. They're trying to get rid of or funnel out as many people that are independent thinking as they can. And they're doing that through training, through exercises, what they want to call is time management. What are you doing? How do you do what you do? Where do you spend your time? So what they can come back and tell you is they're going to micromanage you, right? They're going to make you into this cookie. I got a heart. I guess only cookie cutters I could find. I was hoping to find a skeleton or a pumpkin or something to get in the season, but I could only find the Valentine's Day stuff, so sorry. So they're trying to get you to become this, where they can micromanage you, tell you how to do whatever job it is you're doing, make you feel as menial as possible, Because in truth, with Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, this is where you can recognize how much power you truly have, what you can really do, how independent you are, how powerful, how wise, and how when you truly work with somebody by supporting and helping them, and you get the exact same back, and there's no manipulation, how you'll win. Now, here's where the key comes in with this cookie cutter scenario. If they can get rid of the controlling entities in society, if they can get rid of the independent thinker who's always looking to improve, no matter what the circumstance is, and doesn't fall for the narrative of you're not enough, you'll never be enough, you don't have the education, you don't have this, you don't have that. If they can get rid of the ones that won't fall for that, they're thinking, and they're wrong, and you're going to find this out, is that they can then take everything that you and I have given through the internet, put into AI, and then they can say, because the workforce they've depleted and made it basically AI, but you have a ability to breathe and have a heartbeat, but all you do is do what everybody else is doing. You're too busy looking around. I'm not saying you personally, but the majority of people, what's everybody else doing? I have to keep up with them. What's the trend? I have to keep up with it. I need to be, I don't want to be insensitive. I don't want to be, they took you out of your ability to be independent, use your instincts, and create that which can come from within that they can't control and have no power over. They've got it all the way down to everybody's trying to move it to AI. We're getting really close here. They want it to go to AI, and here's why. They can say, with the way they built the workforce, it's basically already AI, because it's all you're worried about is what the data tells you, what the trend is, what you're not worried about thinking independently for yourself. That every day is an endless amount of opportunities. Every day you can reinvent yourself. Every day you can continue to become wiser. That's not what they're doing here. They've got the majority of society, not you that follow me, because y'all are independent thinkers that really get it and you aren't victims. They've got society in that victimization mode, and what they want to do now is say, I can't find enough help. People, they're untrainable, because they've taken their independent ability or to thrive on their own and do it on their own and get it on their own. They've taken it from you, and they've taken it from you in every manner, because they've made everything here on this physical plane difficult when everything's simple. And everything's so simple that they've been able to get us to put the data by tracking our lives, being on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. They've recorded everything, and they're using it to say, this is who you are, this is what you have to be, this is what you have to do. But they're using that in their scenario for AI. The problems with that, Cliff High talked about this, and I never thought of this. Problem with AI is the amount of energy it takes to run the computers to generate the AI. The problem with AI is if the scenario changes and it's not a scenario that AI has been pre-programmed, or the scenario has not been put in, AI can't figure it out, never will. It can't get smarter. It only gets what you give it. So what we're getting is the workforce has been and is continually being dumbed down to where AI actually looks like a decent option. What AI is going to be as this thing unfolds, and I'm not guaranteeing, I'm just telling you, AI is going to be a huge opportunity for everybody that's got after their own life, beliefs, and understanding that they have their power. They're getting after it, sorting it out, figuring it out. AI is going to make your life even easier, even though they're trying to convince you it's going to make it harder. You'll see. Now, where we're at, everything is way more simple than you think. Pluto and Capricorn showing you how difficult it was made, and your soul's seen it. Your soul's been here. I don't care what anybody believes. Your soul's been there. If you're observing now, you should be seeing this stuff, and it should be like glaringly obvious quickly. I want to bring an analogy. It's a nut and a bolt. And I want to tell you that what I think, and I'm just barely getting into this, but it's just overwhelming me in the last few weeks, the last few days. You look at a nut, picture this nut as you, and the bolt. Now, when I go to insert the bolt into the nut, I have to turn the nut clockwise. So the nut, picture the nut, and I'll face it towards you. This is the front of you, the nut is you, and the back of you is where we've inserted. Into your back, right in the middle of your back, we've inserted the nut, and we turn clockwise. This is the energy or the life force. When the life force spirals all the way down to a point, boom, you're created. You now take, you're the nut. I know this sounds dumb and it's crazy, and I'll probably get ridiculed all the hell for this. If you're the nut and the life force energy comes into you, and it comes in all your past, all that you understand, all that you know, all that's happened, and it spins clockwise into the nut, what happens to it is it gets going, right? As it turns, and then the front of you, if you look back at the front of you, guess what? The nut is to come out of the other side. The nut is going counterclockwise. Picture the front of your body is resonating counterclockwise. Spinning the same way, but clockwise behind you. Picture the funnel coming into you, and then the funnel you create after you take the energy and make something of it, and then it goes out. Now, we become ill, this is my opinion, your body becomes ill when from the left up and around down to the right, your feet, left foot, energy comes up, down the route, down and around to your right foot, we become ill when some of that energy flow gets blocked. That's all it is block. It's coming from the back of you, spinning clockwise, coming out of you counterclockwise. I'm really thinking here, and I'm going to need your help, all the help you can give me, as what we want is to, when we're born, to have it look like this. What we want coming out from the other side, we want that to keep spinning counterclockwise, and who we are changing the world. We're in the biggest time of change, if you can picture this energy flow, and I think this is what Tesla knew. I think it's with the magnets, and it's with, I'm going to call it electricity, but it's the life force. They knew how to get it here in one form, take it, and then do something with it and do something else. And so let that energy in your body. You take it. Don't let it get clogged in your body, and get rid of it. You'll get rid of your illnesses. I believe this. And you'll get rid of and deal with your past. This is crazy, and I'm taking a risk here. I hope y'all understand. Hope y'all can help me with this, because I'm not saying I'm exactly right, but we're close here. And I spent the last day and a half with this. It's amazing what's happening. Everything's getting in sync. Everything is happening from a perspective of, I'm observing. I observed this. I observed the understanding through listening to people. Get out of being a cookie cutter. The heart is a bad analogy, because I think love matters in all. But the truth is, we're not all this. Some hearts might be taller, some might be a little wider, some might be bigger, some might be smaller. But don't be the cookie cutter. And then think about this energy. And if you have back problems or issues, rotate from clockwise, right, into your back. Rotate counterclockwise out of your chest, if that makes sense. And then the only other thing I'll say is like in the shower, I have a brush that I use with my soap, and I'm pulling the energy up from my left leg, up around the left side of my body, around, and then pushing it down out of my right to try to get my energy flow back. We're going to see if it's going to work. I don't know. I'm just at the beginning phase. I would love anybody's expertise. I'd like your input. I'd like you to tell me I'm crazy. If you don't get it, I get it. Ask questions. If you do, and you have something to tweak, or that I might be way off, good. Let's discuss, because I'm not right with everything, but I'm feeling like we're onto something here. And I feel like our opportunity here to move forward is tremendous with Pluto being retrograde. At the end of November, it will be back direct. And Saturn, the planet that rules Capricorn, which is where Pluto's finally going to end. It's 240-year cycle of finally getting out of there. Saturn is going to be retrograde in Pisces till November 14th, and then it's going to go back direct. Here's what I'm telling you: all the observations, all the stuff you can tweak within you, go figure it out. Not with what somebody tells you, but maybe with somebody that tells you something, and then you work on it yourself. by the 14th of November, and then the 11th of October. That's when Pluto will be back out of retrograde. You'll see the 11th of October first, and the 14th of November. You're going to see this thing head in a direction that you're really going to like. I'm so excited about the future. Now, the big majority, major group of people are not going to do this and that won't be able to. They may drop off. We may see calamity. But it's all in order. Trust me. If you really are in your rhythm, within your soul, within your time, within your energy, you're going to get what you need when you need it most. You trust that, which you probably already are doing. You're going through the struggles. I have more chaos. I have just as much chaos as the rest of you. It's not all beautiful. It's not all terrible. But everything's for a reason. It's all happening. We're getting ready. The 11th of October through the 14th of November. And then when Pluto gets out of Capricorn, finally for good, on the 20th of November, you're going to see this thing really change. I am so excited. I can't believe it. I hope this all makes sense. I hope the analogies of the flow of energy are understandable, and that basically we're that nut that the bolt has entered at birth, and then how are we going to take that and drive that bolt through that nut, and how can we push out what we know to create as we move forward. I think that's the key. Anytime when we get stuck, that bolt stops or starts going the wrong way. I hope this makes sense. If it don't, I get it. I might get no views and no likes, but I'm telling you, I'm onto something. And my timing's off because I'm an Aquarius ascendant, and I get it. And Pluto's not an Aquarius, it'll go back. But someday, I think this will really resonate and really make a difference. And it's already been done, so I'm not telling you anything doesn't exist. I'm also not telling you anything that a lot of people might know. I don't know the ins and outs of electricity or magnets, about which way they turn, so I'd love some help with that as well. Which way they flow best, which way they don't flow best, whatever. I'd love some input. Listen, the chaos that's being brought is by design. They're trying to make you think you're worth way less than you are at a time when you need to understand just how powerful you are and you're worth so much more. I hope you're doing this. Most of you are. And I hope you're well. Most of you are probably sick or not feeling well or struggling, but it's all in order. Don't fight it. Just keep observing. Keep observing. You're going to get what you need, and you're going to get so much farther, and then you're going to start really catapulting yourself come 11th of October through the 20th of November and on. Good luck.